fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Bone Shaker from the Hot Wheels and Transformers crossover. So you can see both Mattel and Hasbro are represented here on the packaging. And I kind of like how the packaging is made to kind of resemble a Hot Wheels car packaging. It's packaged in vehicle mode, which is not necessarily typical for most Transformers. They usually come packaged in robot mode, but they are trying to specifically replicate like Hot Wheels packaging, which I think is actually really cool. Unfortunately, you can see mine's a little worse for wear. Thank you, Amazon. But luckily, I don't keep these bubbles anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. The card is still pretty much intact. Really nice artwork of the vehicle mode and the robot mode up here on the top. Got the Hot Wheels logo with Mattel. Got Transformers real big here. And then we got the Hasbro logo. He is an Autobot, which I've seen a lot of people online say, how is this guy not a Decepticon? And I agree. I think it would have made sense to do one Autobot, one Decepticon for the first wave, but here we are. Not really much going on the bottom here. Just got the UPC and some, legal jargon. But here on the back, we have some nice product shots of the robot mode and the vehicle mode. You can see he has this kind of large gear shift weapon, which I think is kind of cool. Although I don't know if it integrates into the vehicle mode at all, so we'll see how that goes. Also got branding for Hot Wheels and Mattel down here as well. Got the cool collaborative logo here on the top. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Bone Shaker out of the package in vehicle mode. I think he looks pretty good. You do have the nice flame decal there on the side with the kind of exhaust pipes hanging out. Got the exposed engine block. More flames here on the top with a little Hot Wheels symbol right there. Really cool skull here on the front with those headlights and a little bit of red paint for the shocks. This side looks pretty much the same as the other. Open up here on the top, you have two seats there molded in, painted brown. Now, you do have the giant gear shift here, which I think is neat. Has kind of an Autobot, like skull and crossbones thing kind of going on there with the Autobot symbol. And the directions don't show this, but there is a very obvious spot where you can mount this kind of like where a gear shift would go. And it looks absolutely ridiculous, but you can pop that in there and then it will just stick out on top. So the directions don't show you doing that, but you absolutely can. But it looks ridiculous, so I probably won't be doing that. And I don't think there's anywhere else to store this short of just laying it here in the back or something, but it's not attaching in any way. I don't think that's anything. So underneath, you can see pretty nicely covered up as far as the robot mode goes. You can see a little bit of the waist and like upper thighs here and a little bit of the arms. But for the most part, no exposed robot syndrome. So pretty good there. But yeah, this one looks really interesting. I'm excited to check it out. So let's go ahead and get into that transformation. All right, so the transformation here is like intricate enough that it's satisfying, but not so intricate that it's super difficult or anything. I actually really like it a lot. We're going to start off here with grabbing a hold of these exhaust pieces, and then these will just kind of come down like this. They're just on these little panels that will slide down to there. At that point, we can lift up the wheels, and they'll just kind of hang out here on the back for now. We're going to come around to the back here, and this whole section will kind of unpeg and lift up, just kind of hang out there for a moment. Then we're going to you have to kind of like loosen these by kind of popping them out to the side a little bit because they're kind of like lightly tabbed in. And then that will allow this whole section to rotate around like this. At this point, you can come underneath here and kind of push the seats up so that you can get a grip on them, and then they will rotate completely around like that until they're kind of flush with the part of the car. So you can kind of push from underneath to get started on these, and then once they're up a little bit, you bring this around like that. And then this, you can see these two little pieces here will come in and they will peg against the sides here. They have a tiny little tab, so they'll just peg in like that. And then you can bring this section down and it'll kind of fill in the feet or the legs. So just like that. And then at that point, you can split them across like that. And that's pretty much it for the legs. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. At this point, you can see the arms are in this section here. So we're just going to kind of swing them up like so. And then you can kind of bring down the elbows and flip out the fists. So just kind of straighten that out and then flip the fist out like so. They are going to kind of hang out there for the moment. And if you need more clearance, you can always lift these pieces up higher to get them out of the way. So at this point, kind of where the Hot Wheels symbol is, this section here with the skull on it is going to lift up, and you can kind of grab a hold of it here. That's what I find to be easiest to do, to kind of lift that up so that you can have it to be about there. And then this whole section is going to rotate down and kind of naturally rest right there. At that point, you can swing the arms in and then kind of bring these arms down and then just kind of rotate them so that, you know, the arms are facing forward. So bring this forward, swing the arm down, and then kind of rotate this. And you can see that these pieces that you swung in have little tabs on them. And when you put this here, then this will come up and these little tab slots on the side will kind of hold all of this in place. So that'll just pop in right there. At this point, you can just kind of bring the shoulders down, and then these pieces will swing to the back like this. And you can kind of, like, if you want them up higher, you can. If you want to bring them down a little bit, you can. If you want them straight out, it's up to you. You have some options there for how you want the shoulder pads to go. And then the last step is to just rotate the head around 180 degrees. And there is Bone Shaker in robot mode. I like this guy a lot. I mean, like I said, the transformation is not too difficult, but it's intricate enough that it's satisfying, but I feel like you can do it back and forth pretty easily. And overall, I just really like it. I love that head sculpt. It's simple with the visor and the faceplate, but works really well. I like how they have the little smokestacks up here on the side of the head. All of that looks great. I mean, he's even kind of got a head crest, if I can get this to focus. Do you want to focus for me? No, probably not. Okay. The head crest even kind of looks like a Decepticon symbol. So again, I feel like this guy definitely should be a Decepticon. But I love having this skull, you know, faceplate here as the chest. I think that works really well. Articulation-wise, the head can look really far up because of the way the ball joint's situated. You can tilt side to side a little bit. You can look side to side, no problem. Just can't really look down all that much. Again, you can move these however you need to get the full range out of the shoulder. So you got a hinge all the way out to the side as well as a rotation. No problem there. Bicep swivel, got 90 degrees here at the elbow. Can't really get anything out of the wrist. There's no rotation because of the way it transforms, but it's not a big deal. You do have a waist swivel. Again, if I move the arm out of the way, you can kick really far forward, really far back, and really far out to the side. So really nice range of motion there on the hip. Thigh swivel there, 90 degrees, actually over 90 degrees in the knee. The only thing that's a little weird on this guy is his ankle tilt. He does have it, but you can see the pin right here. It's like just this part with the seat as the heel. So you can use it and it will give him ankle tilt, but you can see that the legs will kind of stay and it's just that piece that tilts out. It works. It's fine. It doesn't look too awkward, but I just thought that was kind of funny the way that worked out, but all good. I love the orange. I think the color scheme works really well. You got that little bit of orange on the forearms and the crotch area. All of the like flames are kind of hidden in the robot mode. Like they're not completely hidden, but they're on the back. They're on a little bit around the head, on the side, so they don't stand out as much. Which I think, you know, it's fine. It makes sense that they weren't going to just like put it randomly on the body. And then we do have that gear shift weapon, so we can just pop that in his hand very simply there. But yeah, he's cool. I actually really like it a lot. I'm really looking forward to the other one. I can't remember his name right now, but I think that one's going to be really cool too. I mean, if it's anything like this one, I think this is a really fun little collab. It makes total sense. I mean, how many different Hot Wheels cars do they have? And if they want to make, you know, individualized robot modes for all of them, this collab could go for quite some time. I think this worked out really well. And just in case you're looking for a size comparison, here he is with Sideswipe and Alpha Trion. So you can see that he's basically deluxe size. I would say he's pretty much in keeping with deluxes and, you know, scales pretty decently with Voyagers here as well. I really like this guy a lot. I think it's a really neat idea. I think it's a long time coming. This new partnership with Mattel and Hasbro seems to be working out for the most part. Hot Wheels is making, little Hot Wheels cars that look like Transformers that don't transform. Transformers is making Hot Wheels cars that turn into robots. I think there's a Barbie Play-Doh collab out there. So, I mean, it seems to be working out. Some cool stuff is definitely coming out of it. And I think this guy's really cool. He's a fun little deluxe. I got mine on Amazon. I don't know if they're showing up in stores yet. I haven't seen them anywhere in stores. I just know that Amazon shipped this guy. No word on the other one yet. I did pre-order both of them. So I don't know when the other guy is coming out. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I think he's really cool. It's a fun, new, interesting character, based on a Hot Wheels car. And I think that's kind of neat. Interjecting some new characters and new life into Transformers is always appreciated. So yeah, definitely recommend checking this guy out if you pick him up. I do not think you'll be disappointed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.